Hi beauties, so with regards to jet plasma and hair growth stimulation, this is something that works like a dream. We have been overwhelmed with the positive responses and results that have come from any jet plasma hair growth stimulation treatment. So whether you are in need of this treatment for stress-related hair loss, for aging, for whether it's a receding hairline, whether it's hair thinning, we really have had a post-pregnancy, we've just had the most incredible results. Obviously, if your client has something like alopecia, so an autoimmune disease where the follicles are actually physically being attacked by the body, don't even try anything. It literally doesn't matter what you do. That autoimmune needs to become dormant, the hair needs to resurface, and then you can start treating it. If your hair loss is due to medication, then be mindful of the fact that if the client is taking the medication still on a daily basis, that could have an influence on how effective your results will be with anything. But jet plasma has been specifically amazing, again, because of the no downtime factor. So I've got a lot of gentlemen coming in and I'm able to treat them, and they don't leave with this red head, they don't leave with this wet head, they don't leave with all these serums and greasiness. It's really become such an effortless process to do hair growth stimulation. So I've just done a small quick little video to show you guys what your process looks like. But it is going to vary slightly depending on what you're doing. So when you're working on a receding hairline, you're working more on the sculpt, on the skin. You don't have a lot of hair in your way, which makes the process very easy, very straightforward. But if you're working on hair that's potentially thinning, so let's say you're working on hair like mine, you would have to move the hair in flat and open up a path in order for you to do your jet successfully. So then I would normally do, so obviously you would be sizing this, so I would recommend you stick to what I've kind of taught you previously with an A5, is usually a 15-minute session. You don't have to do 15 minutes, you can do 10, you can do 5, but you can't exceed 15 minutes on an area, and preferably we don't want you to exceed 10 minutes of one setting on an area. So let's say it's just a small section. I'll talk about the section I'm going to be doing when I get into that part of the video. But let's say we're doing a smaller section, then I might only need, let's say, 10 minutes, so 5 minutes, and obviously have mapped it out. But if you're working on an area with hair thinning, it's a little bit more tricky, because now what I've got to do is I've got to create that little path. So when I've separated the hair, again, I've got this in the video, I'm going to show you practically, but when I've separated the hair, I'll just do that slot like 1, 2, 3, 4, do my 4 passes or 5 passes or 3 passes, and then pause the device, open up, again, it's in the video, open up the next section, finish all my passes, open up the next section, finish all my passes, so that it's a lot less pausing back and forth, pausing back and forth, pausing. Because I do find my hair growth stimulation treatments take me a little bit longer than rejuvenation, again, because I need to get close enough to the scalp for my device to arc. When doing hair growth stimulation, you're going to be working on your pulse mode, because you'll, if you think of where the hair follicle is, it's obviously in the deeper dermal areas, not superficial, so not continuous mode, in the deep dermis, so you're going to be using your pulse mode. So I usually default to 10 hertz. And if your client has a scalp disorder like psoriasis or inflammation or itchy scalp, then obviously your continuous mode will hold lots of benefits for them. And how often do you do treatments? Personally, normally I would book my client, or I would try to steer them in the direction of 2 cycles. And then I would do the first cycle about 3 days apart, but then I would do the next cycle split quite a few days apart. So let's say 4 or 5 days apart, because I can stimulate the hair follicle and I can bring dormant follicles back to life. I can do massive things here, but that hair still needs to physically grow till it surfaces and I can see it for there to be a result. So we've had situations where like 2 weeks, you have ridiculous results, but obviously that's great, and I don't create that specific expectation. So usually the expectation for my clients is 4 weeks. So I try to take their 2 cycles and split it in such a way that we're kind of still busy with maybe the last cycle after 4 weeks, or I make sure I can get them back after 4 weeks for that photograph to show them on the areas that are balding or the receding hairline, how suddenly we've got all these new hairs and new follicles, which is very exciting. So I'm going to explain everything nicely as I demonstrate. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, I hope that you are just as excited as I am about the Jet Plasma hair growth stimulation. So firstly, I just want to show you how much time I've allocated to an area of about 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters. So 4 minutes pulse on the one side, 4 minutes pulse on the other, and 2 minutes pulse on that tiny little section. The reason for that is because I wanted to be able to calculate how many sessions can you get out of a jet head, which would be one cycle for me in South Africa. So he can get 4 sessions of about 11 minutes per cycle. So that just gives you an idea of how much I can do for him with one jet head. Every time I purchase a new jet head for my clients, they are purchasing a new cycle as well. So I hope that that gives you some clarity. Then also, some of these videos or these little clips in this video are on fast forward so that I can cover as much ground as possible and just expose you to how you would treat various areas on the sculpt. But also I've left the sound on certain other ones, like the one we're looking at now. And that is because I want you to be able to hear that my device is making contact even when there is a little bit of hair in the area, but that I'm working very slowly so that I can make sure that the contact is there. So I'm working slowly and therefore accurately. If you cannot hear your Jet Plasma device, then it is most likely not making contact and therefore not working. This client has just started incorporating a hair growth serum into his daily routine. Up until this point, we actually had not done that, and this is our 4th session. So over actually quite a long period of time, and the only reason for that is just not committing to regular treatments. So this client has had quite a bit of time pass. I'll calculate it and I'll leave it in the comments. But he's had more time pass than I would normally do on average with clients, but this is his 4th session, and now we have started the hair growth serum. So up until this point, the results that we have accomplished are purely the Jet Plasma. It's not even the use of any hair growth stimulating oral medication, shampoo, conditioner, hair treatment, serum, or anything of the sort. But obviously you want your clients to get the optimal and best results, so obviously your home care should definitely be recommended before the time. I don't have one specific brand that I am using, so there my recommendations would be to find brands that you know and trust in your area, and maybe there's skincare brands that you use that also give hair growth stimulation treatments and hair growth serums, in which case those might be good for you to start utilizing with your hair growth stimulation Jet Plasma treatments. So again, this client's jet head is now finished. We have now, after this session that I filmed, we have basically finished a total of about 45 minutes on this jet head. So we are now ready for him to purchase his next Jet Plasma cycle. Great, thanks so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed that and that you learned something new. This is a short little video, but it's been requested a few times, so I thought let me just get in there, let me just get to it and send you guys something. If there's any specific questions you have, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you want to inquire about training, please do let me know. There's different distributors in different countries, so depending on where you are, I'll send you the details of the distributor you need to go and contact. But I would normally ask you for an email address or a contact number, because that way I've got like a checklist and I can say, okay, this one's done, this one's done. Otherwise, I don't answer half the comments or don't realize that I haven't actioned the comments. But please like, please subscribe, please comment, please give me feedback. I really do appreciate it, and I love hearing from you guys. And there's amazing Jet Plasma practitioners out there with massive amounts of experience. So please do feel free to share your experiences in the comments below, share your success stories and any pointers or pieces of advice that you can give. Thanks guys.